Representatives of the People's National Party are again sounding the alarm over alleged educational inequities. MP aspirant Stacey Knight says it's a misalignment of thought for students with low performance at the primary levels to excel at higher education. Now, the PNP is calling for an overhaul of the education system to develop teacher training and improve resources for better learning outcomes. Here's Courteney Lewis.
MP aspirant for St. Andrew Northeastern Stacey Knight is calling for a swift address to perceived inequities in education. The educator and attorney, while speaking at a forum at the Shortwood Teachers College recently, said a complete restructuring of the education system to focus on early education and special needs is necessary to end, as she describes it, educational apartheid.
Where there is one system for the haves and another for the have-nots, where those who are able to pay for education are guaranteed quality, excellent education, because we do have excellent education being delivered in many schools in Jamaica. But there are those other schools that are under-resourced, understaffed, and unable to deliver that same quality education.
She says cultural ideas of education deter boys from engaging in school, and as girls continue to outperform boys academically, Knight insists teaching should be tailored to students' needs.
Apart from STEM or STEAM or reading, writing, and arithmetic, one of the things that we need to look at is social and emotional learning. That is where the type of cultural change that we need to be inspiring will take place, the social and emotional learning.
But gender and economic disparities are not the only concern, as Knight spotlighted a lack of resources for students with physical and intellectual challenges.
There are no ramps. Sometimes there are steps to go into a classroom and they just simply can't get there. And then there's a blockage also for persons who have intellectual disabilities and sometimes behavioral problems, because they are shut out of the classroom. Teachers are unable to cope with them, put them into the corner, or just give them some menial work to do, because the teachers are not resourced or trained to deal with our children, our learners with special needs.
She was joined by the PNP spokesperson on education, Senator Damian Crawford, who believes increased budgetary support is critical to closing these long-standing gaps.
If you look at the budget for education, 82% is to pay teachers. So very few of us would have accepted that for the Ministry of Security. If 82% was to pay the police, and they get no weapons, they get no vehicle, they get none, we wouldn't have accepted that. We wouldn't have accepted in the Ministry of Works if 82% was to pay the staff. And we don't get the roads fixed. But in the Ministry of Education, we have accepted that the vast majority of the money is to pay the teachers.
Courteney Lewis for CVM News.